Alrighty, what's going on, everybody? This is BlueVeins with Profiteer Trading, and today we're going to be going over the morning prep for the E-mini S&P 500. So every morning I'm going to be having a document like this, and it's going to contain a graphical representation of my plan of attack for the day, as well as the actual phraseology for it, any high-risk events, and notes that I take while I'm doing my morning top-down analysis that I want to remind myself of. All right, so let's just get straight into the charts and look at what's going on. So as you can see, we kind of had what was expected to be a choppy day yesterday. Powell obviously added a little bit of flavor to that day. And then in the overnight session, we had this opening drive, and we had some news catalysts come out to tilt us back into a risk-off environment, and had a very nice sell-off right here, trailing all the way back down into this area of support. So if we look, my primary concepts for the day is going to be, obviously, if we break below this line in the sand, I'm going to be looking to get short. We have this massive gap we would have to fill. We can accept below this area. So I'd be targeting the 2900 psychological level, as well as running to see how far through this we could push. And that could happen at a few points. We have this leg up here, a rotation down would make sense. And it's really going to depend how the U.S. cash equity open comes out. If we have a lot of risk on confidence and people are getting back into the group of things, that can help, as well as what's Powell going to say. He's speaking again today. These are all things you got to keep in mind. Now, my other opportunities that I'm seeing is if we can come back into this area and we're starting to get a rally back up, I'd love to get involved in this leg of coming back from this area low to test the previous day value area low. And if we can accept into the previous day value area low, go ahead and target that previous day value area high, which is actually right here, but it didn't mark it because I got the overnight high right there, which is pretty much where it was. So that's kind of the broad plan of attack for the day. Obviously, things are going to be changing, and the best way to get updates on that is just to make sure you're followed on Twitter, as that is where I will be posting that. Now, last night I was saying I was looking for the TPO here to get filled in after we had this massive cliff, and part of that did get filled in. As you can see, we trailed down and started to actually form it a little bit more. We started to get a little bit more of that distribution. However, I would still love to see some more price action in this area. It may or may not happen, but it's something to just keep in note. It's this really sharp cliff right here that'll probably act as a resistance as we approach that previous day value area and the open. So apart from that, those are the primary things I'm looking at. Something to keep in mind is there's a whole lot above us that we're going to have to break through as far as areas that could act as resistance. And there's a decent amount below us that could stop us. So we're kind of in this middle ground area. But more importantly, what I've been looking at is the daily chart over here. You can see this is where we currently are. We had this kind of sell-off, brought it back up, starting to get these massive wicks as we can't break through. It's starting to look a lot like what we had in August. You know, sell-off, recovery, getting trapped under VWAP, sell-off, trapped under VWAP, sell-off, trapped under VWAP, break above. We don't have the same case with VWAP over here. We do, however, have a similar situation with that on the monthly, quarterly, and weekly, where we are just trapped right above, holding right above VWAP. So if we break below that, we could start to see a similar picture paint out. The thing we have on our side is obviously we had a lot of volume trade up here. So we've now kind of reached an overextended point, touching these minus 1.5 and minus 2 standard deviations of VWAP. However, nevertheless, it will be very interesting to see how this all plays out. Now, as traders, it's not our job to try and guess what the market's going to do. Oh, I don't know what it's going to do. Yeah, I don't care what the market's going to do. It's going to tell me what it's going to do, and I'm going to trade what is So if we go, wow, okay, I cannot. There we go. So to go back to our main chart, again, this is what the plan of attack is. To break below this line in the sand, I'm going to be bearish. I'm going to be looking to short as we approach these areas. I'm expecting a lot of chop in this area, in this zone. So I'm going to be looking for opportunities. We have a gap like this, or you might see a little bit of chop here. We'll pull up, retest this area, and break out. You can get a nice little position. Just manage your risk and be careful with it. A lot like yesterday, you could get some of this varying chop. And look at the rhythm though. Pay attention to the rhythm. Boom. These legs are kind of similar in length. And that's something that's important to pay attention to when you're looking to enter into an opportunity is pay attention and only enter when you get that rhythm that you want. That's going to save you a lot of hassle and a lot of getting stopped out. All right, so let me know if you guys have any questions. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will be back later today for a recap of what happened.